This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to the banks of the Mississippi River, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in Memphis, home to the Memphis Tigers. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on a squad from the American, the Memphis Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Razorbacks will kick it away to start us off. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. The Tigers offense comes onto the field first today. And David, we've got a quarterback today who's been known for making enough plays when his team needs them.
Yeah, and listen, he's a guy that this offense is built around him. But, Jesse, he's not the guy that's going to take over. He needs the running game to get going. He needs the passing game. He needs a little bit of balance. Really good football player, but he needs the help of the quality teammates around him.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing we've seen with this guy is he's got to get into a rhythm in games early, right? And so whether it's running the football or getting a few completions early to get his confidence going, because once that happens, he's very, very good.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Lewis wants to pass. Here comes the heat. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
Going to have to come up with a play on 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. Rushes on him. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And that is how you silence this raucous crowd. Defensively on the road. First drive of the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on 3rd down.
Memphis will send the punt team onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. He'll return it from the 50. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Razorbacks offense will go to work for the first time today. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power.
There he goes! And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And the Razorbacks have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, the running back has it. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Wow, what an impressive-looking run. You think back to some of the greatest rushing offenses in the SEC in recent years. Remember that offense that had Darren McFadden and Felix Jones both in the backfield, sometimes taking wildcat snaps? Nobody could stop them. This dude, I think, could have broken his way into that rotation with his ability. This guy's sick.
Quarterback on the keeper, fighting off the defender. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
They go with the option. Quarterback keeps it himself. And look, we've seen this guy on tape, guys, break these tackles and take it the distance. This offense should keep dialing up these option plays. Don't let that short gain by the QB prevent you from running this scheme in your playbook.
Rides the back on the option to give. Picks up the first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
The Razorbacks look to keep this drive humming. Using his legs, it's Washington. They get him on the ground, but not before he drives it to the 10-yard line.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on second down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
Give to the back. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the first down, new set of downs, let's go.
And the Razorbacks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Looking to pass, it's Green. Looking for the goal line. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
All they need is 1 yard, and they got nothing on the last play. Here's 3rd down. Lets it fly. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete.
And it's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. A really short kick, but you've got to have that angle just right. And the try is no good.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. From the gun, running back on the move. And this one will be stopped for no gain. We've reached the end of the 1st quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the 2nd. He'll pull it on the read. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hit.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Lewis to throw. They're working that left side. It's a game of 1st downs, and they've got one out to their own 37. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. He'll do it himself. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
I don't think the quarterback made the right read on that play. I know they're asking a lot of his QBs, got a lot to focus on with the pass game and all the different types of runs that they have in their playbook, but on that play there, that pre-snap look told me to hand it off.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Finds a man on the right. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
The Tigers have this offense rolling. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
The clock winds down to 2 minutes, and we will take a pause for the 2-minute timeout. Memphis getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. Right back to the well. Got the first down and still on his feet. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. And the Tigers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Leaves it with the running back. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And that's what makes this defense so difficult to run against. They've got guys up front that just push offensive linemen backwards. They basically push the blockers right into the lap of that running back.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Lewis wants to pass. Lets it fly deep downfield. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. This one will be a 43-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. Just drives it between the uprights. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. His drive will open from the 15. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Blake.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it's still a positive game.
The Razorbacks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Grabbed behind the line. It's Washington. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, 2 quarters down, and I've got to say, this has been a fun watch so far in Memphis. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
Memphis about to boot it away to start the second half. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
And the Razorbacks can really attack on this second and short. Looking for room, it's Russell. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
That's such a great physical play by the defense, because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
To the air, it's Green. Lost one deep down the right side. Fakes the grab on the big throw. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Quickly complete. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum and get some rhythm offensively, and right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the first down. They need him to play great in the second half.
They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
You know, this zone replay is something they rep over and over and over in practice. This guy can run it and execute it in his sleep. Good decision there keeping the football.
The Razorbacks have taken it inside the 20. Looking for a gap. It's Russell. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
With the run on 1st and goal. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks! And that one will give them the lead. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the wide receiver. Trying play action. Under fire. Caught over the middle. It's Smith. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football. They play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. The give to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield, and created the negative play.
Memphis will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. We reach the break. Arkansas has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the 3rd. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So first down will open up the final period. Gonna run it. It's Washington. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. It's Green. Pressure coming. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Got it in the middle, it's Russell. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets them a first at the 29. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
To the air on 2nd down. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary. You saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
A little less room to work with now. The ball's at the 28, and it's third and long. From the shotgun, they'll run it. They will stop him short, and the defense trying to keep him alive. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. And the kicker delivers the 3-ball to finish off the drive. That gives them now a 7-point lead here in the final period.
And that was an important kick here in the fourth quarter, man. You want to take that touchdown lead, make them have to go the length of the field and score a TD. Nice execution by this offense. Nice job trusting your kicker.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. They haven't really been able to line up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Off the play fake. Pulls it in. It's Cross. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
With the catch, it's Smith. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. We reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Lewis to throw. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a first down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game. Memphis coming to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which means you need to be throwing the football right now.
And the Tigers in a good spot here with second and short. From the gun, the give, looking for room. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
The Tigers come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Finds the tight end. He'll come through on third downs. He's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. To the air on first down. Fakes to grab.
Man, you see so much of this in football now. Big body wide receivers, right? Guys that can run routes and box guys out. You want to play man-to-man coverage on me? I'll put my big body on you. You throw it near me. I'll make the contested catch.
The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He'll keep it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. And the Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
Well, we're in the 4th quarter. Everybody's tired, but these big fellas up front, they are still going to work. I know the ball was incomplete, but he had all day to throw that one.
And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on 4th down. Motion from the wideout. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Makes the grab. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. That's going to be the same.
Into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown, and we might just have overtime on our hands.
And they desperately needed that touchdown. Now it's miracle time. We got to kick this onside kick and somehow find a way to boot a long field goal and maybe win this thing at the buzzer.
Big point after here, looking for the tie late. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8.
Timeout, Arkansas.
And they're going to go for 2 and try to decide it right now. Off play action. He makes the grab. The 2-point try is good, and they take the lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes with the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Looking downfield, it's Green. Bringing the heat. Hit as he throws. They fought to the bitter end, and the final incompletion puts a wrap on it.